I gotta tell you, I've been racking my brain. I'm looking for a way out. I've had enough of this continual rain. A change is coming, no doubt. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. It's been a long, lonely time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. You try to take from me what I cannot give, and no happiness can I find. I've got a dream I've been trying to live, and it's burning holes in my mind. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the time to get better. It's been a long, lonely time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. All yours, Johnny. Yeah. You try to take from me what I cannot give, no happiness can I find. I've got a dream I've been trying to live, but it's burning holes in my mind. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. Yeah, it's been a long, lonely time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. Waiting for the times to get better.
Big thank you to Stu Mack for sponsoring today's episode. For over 50 years, Stu Mack has been providing everything working musicians or aspiring luthiers need. They've got everything from precision tools that come with a lifetime warranty. They have quality tone woods and parts or entire kits for guitars. They have electronics and repair kits, or you can even order ready to rock completed amps and pedals, all built by Stu Mack. I've been a fan for a very long time, and I'm really grateful that they are sponsoring this episode. So let's get back to Off the Record. Oh, Tommy, that's great. And that's on your new album.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, so great. And okay, so who all cut that?
It was originally done by Crystal Gale.
Yeah.
And I think that came out in the 70s, maybe?
Yeah, like 76, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And Doc Watson did a really nice version.
Oh, I've not heard that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, yeah. And anything Doc sings, I mean, Doc to me could sing the phone book.
Right.
You know, and I'd be happy.
Yeah, everything was just so musical about that guy.
Yeah, and that voice is of his, that tenor voice is gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
It really is. When Doc and the other singers did that as I went down to the river to pray, studying the you know that yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, the sound of his voice on that was just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. What a great soundtrack.
Yeah. You know, it's a funny thing, because you know I grew up in Australia, so we didn't get Doc Watson records in Australia, and I didn't know anything about Doc Watson. I was able to get a Chet Atkins record because he was with RCA, and so they had distribution. And but then it was because of Chet that I found Merle Travis, and then I found all those 16 Tons, the 9-Pound Hammer, Guitar Rag, Saturday Night Shuffle, all those great tunes that Merle wrote, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was playing on an Aboriginal mission in the Northern Territory in Australia, and there was one white man in the audience, and he happened to be a visiting American, and he was teaching English out there. And after the show, he came round to the stage door, and he said, you know, you sound a bit like Doc Watson every now and again. And I said, I'd never heard of him. Who's Doc Watson? And he was like shocked, right? This is 1971 or something like that. And I said, I've never heard Doc Watson. And you know what? He went back to where he was staying and came back with a cassette and gave it to me. And that's the first time I heard Doc. And what I heard was these things.
Right.
I heard that, and I heard. I heard that, and I heard. I've been here a month or more, stuck in this old city. People that have to call it home, they're the ones I pity, Lord, I'm homesick. And the blues is the only song I ever seem to pick. Well, I get out and walk the streets, I get blisters on my feet, I'm southbound. And that's the stuff I heard. So when I first heard Doc, I then heard the influence of Merle Travis and Chet Atkins. So that's why when the guy said to me, you know, you sounded a bit like Doc Watson there, it's because we had the same influence.
Right.
Chet and Merle, you know.
Isn't that amazing? It makes you feel like there is nothing random.
No, well, but see, the thing about music is it's like a language, and it gets passed on to us, you know. And I grew up the other side of the world, yet I can get together with players here in Nashville who grew up listening to exactly the same records, almost in the same order.
Right.
You know, so it's almost like, so how do you play Cannonball Rag?
Right.
So how do you play 9-Pound Hammer? You know.
Well, and on a little while ago, you recorded Deep River Blues with Jason Isbell, right?
Yeah, he sang that in one take.
God, that was such a great
You know, when
recording.
I heard him, I was coming up with ideas for us to do together, and we did one instrumental, which I still kind of have in the can, so to speak. But I just loved the sound of Jason's voice, and he just happened to mention, do you do Deep River Blues? And I went, yeah, and I found this key, let it rain, let it pour, F sharp instead of E, a little higher, because he's got that high range, you know. And as soon as he sang it, I went, oh my God, this song sounds like it was written for him, you know, because he's got that beautiful delivery and that's great southern, you know, almost Louisiana sound in his voice.
Right. That is such a great recording, man. To hear you guys do that.
That was one take, and
wow.
Yeah, that's all time that we had that day.
Boy.
And my friend Brad Benge overdubbed an acoustic bass on the track.
Oh, really?
Just to give it a little.
So it was just the two of you.
It was just the two of us.
And then he came back.
One go through, and that's it.
Boy, talk about keeping your studio costs down.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I just did that a couple of weeks ago. I just recorded all my new songs for my new solo album, of which this song that we just did, Waiting for the Times to Get Better, is on there. But I recorded the whole album, finished and mixed in 4 days.
Wow.
And most of the stuff. See, songs that I've written, I've not only practiced them, but I've been playing them live to make sure that everything about this song is working, you know? And so by the time I get to the studio to record, I'm in heaven because I got headphones on and I'm sitting in front of a microphone and the guitar sounds like so beautiful,
Sure.
right? So it brings me into a zone of listening in a meticulous way, you know, making sure that my tuning is absolutely dead on, making sure that my timing is all right, and that the tone I'm getting is what I'm looking for, and the place where I sit with the mic is right, you know?
Right.
So all those things come in really to help me play better.
You know, it's funny though, Tommy. Every time I see one of your shows, you are just so relaxed and fun, and
absolutely.
And
yeah.
I mean, that is, I mean, you're the most. And the amazing thing about it, like even in a large venue, when you start playing, it's like you're in your living room, and then us in the audience feel like we're in the living room with you, and we're all friends.
Right. Well, thank you. Basically, I mean, I've always played that way. I know I'm in the entertainment business, so I always try to, make sure when I come out on stage, I got something to say for the first 15 minutes. I'm coming at you, you know.
Right.
But at the same time, I need to have fun with what I'm doing.
Right.
And the big fun for me is if the audience are fantastic and they're having a great time, if the sound is great, if I feel there's a bit of weight in my sound, you know, because it's the difference with me and a lot of people is that people say, you know, how can you play that loud on stage, or you know, it sounds like a band. That's what I'm going for, but it's not loud, it's big.
Right.
That's the difference, you know. Loud is like, oh, can't stand it.
Yeah.
Big is, wow, I want to jump into that. You
Right.
know? So I always go for the big sound, you know. And so, you know, I mean, I don't wrestle with my ego on stage, you know what I mean? I don't go up there and say, I've got to prove that I'm the best at anything. I could care less about all that stuff. You know, basically, the only thing that ever gets my blood up is if there's something stopping me from giving my best. Then I have to find out what that is and get rid of it so that I can give my best, you know.
Like a sound issue.
A sound issue or something, you know, like but there's always an answer. I remember playing a show on the East Coast, and there's a big storm, and all the power went out in the whole town, and the place was packed, sold out 2 nights. So, and this is the first night. I'm about 2 songs into the set, and everything goes black, and everything so the theater people ran down with some flashlights, and they put some candles on the edge of the stage, and I said to the audience, "Can you hear me if I talk like this?" And they said, "Yes, yeah." I said, "Please stay and don't move. I'm just going to change guitars." So I had an old Gibson Kalamazoo, which was a loud little box.
Yeah.
Right? So I grabbed that and I sat right on the edge of the stage, and I played to the audience just with the candles and the flashlights from the balcony, and it was a magical night. And it was so magic that the next morning there was a message on the forum on my website, and it said, "We've got tickets for tonight's show. Hope the power hasn't come back." You know. So yeah,
Great.
yeah. So it's just a matter of making it work.
Right.
You know, I remember a few times where I was playing in places that weren't used to so many lights and so much power being drawn, and it would keep tripping up, and the PA would go off. Eventually, what I did, is I put a torch in my mouth and unplugged, and I walked into the crowd and walked around playing until the power was restored, and then I came back up on stage and plugged in and kept going, just to keep the audience engaged.
My God, that's great. Yeah,
Well,
man.
you got to do stuff like that.
Yeah, hitting
Yeah.
the curveball. I mean,
Yeah, they're going to come at you.
Yeah,
but you've got to do all you can to make sure that what you're playing through is pretty bulletproof. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But inevitably things like that come up, and it really is hitting the curveball. You know, if and you never make it in the pros unless you can, right?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, I get asked a lot especially by parents of young teenagers who want to be doing what I'm doing. They see me as an example of, he's doing concerts, he's touring the world. I want to be like him, And they always say, what can my son or my daughter do to get started doing what you do? And I always say, get some good songs, get some good arrangements, because even on your worst night, you're going to be able to stand on that,
Wow.
So when you're having a good night and you've got good songs and good arrangements, you are going to be flying your kite and having the time of your life,
Boy, that's so true.
It's simple, and it's right in front of you,
Yeah. Or like John Mayer. I mean, there's a guy that just has such a catalog of songs.
Oh my God! Yeah.
That there's no. He's already won the audience before he's even started.
Oh, totally.
With those songs.
And I mean, the greatest example is the Beatles. Really,
Oh,
man. If you think about any really popular Beatles song, why was it popular? Because it was better than everything else.
Right.
The same thing, I remember hearing Vince Gill being interviewed about when he joined the Eagles, and it was so beautiful that he said, well, their songs are better than everyone else's, and they're timeless, and they're great, and we love performing those songs. And that's true. You better get some good songs. If you're not a writer, doesn't matter. If you're a player and you can interpret a song, get some good arrangements,
Yeah.
Let me take you back to when I started being a solo player, and I had a repertoire of covers, and I was slowly peppering my show with my original songs. I was finding the courage to play one of my songs after playing, a Beatles song or Classical Gas or
Sure.
something that was very, big, and my songs had to stand up, and it took me a little while to figure out how to make that work, and I did, and now I have to decide what I want to play when I go to do a show. Which of my songs do I want to play? I already know that people are waiting for me to go. Who finds the money when you take it? And I love playing that tune, and it's so perfectly written.
And Tommy, and your arrangement on it's just so perfect.
Thank you. Well, it's all about getting the melody right and getting the feeling right. When I first learned Lady Madonna, I'm sure it sounded very mechanical. I found a way of being able to go. Right? And then after playing it for a number of years, I found a way of giving it a backbeat. So you got that groove going on,
right?
And when you're playing into the PA, that's a powerful statement. Boom, boom, boom,
right. When you were back when you were a kid, weren't you the drummer for Phil?
I was in a band with Phil. I was in several bands with Phil, but I used to play on people's records.
Yeah.
I used to tour with bands and stuff as a drummer and as a bass player.
Wow.
Yeah, and then playing guitar as well. But
that percussion background, man, it comes out in your guitar playing.
Right.
It's such a huge part of it.
let me play you a brand new song.
Oh, good.
While I'm at it.
Good. Is this the new album?
Yeah, this is a song I wrote. It's called Black and White to Color. And John Knowles made that statement when we were working on some Christmas music. We worked out a way of playing this tune. It started in this key, did a key change, and then it finished in another key. And when I did it the first time, when it did the ending in a different key, John suddenly said, "Black and white to color," and I thought it was a great statement. So anyway, but this is Black and White to Color, and it's like one of the latest tunes I've written, and so it's kind of rock and roll. But anyway, you'll hear it. It starts like this.
Tommy, so great.
Thank you, brother.
So, did that start? Did you just come up with that first riff and it kind of built from there?
I started going. It's just a different way to go.
Right. That cool backbeat.
Yeah, and this is a typical. That's like a Ray Charles piano.
Yeah. Right.
This da 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 da. That's a typical like James Taylor type melody.
God, that is so cool.
Yeah, and where did he get it from? Probably from Ray Charles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we all did. Ray is the
probably.
source.
Oh man, yeah, such an amazing artist.
Yeah. And the I can hear, like Jerry Lee Lewis playing that on the piano.
Yeah.
That, and then the
oh yeah, man, that sweet
that's where
stuff.
everything starts to go like this, man. You start looking at your shirt.
Oh, oh, that's so great.
And
oh yeah, that flow, it's just so.
I played this for a friend of mine who's from Rwanda, and when I played this song for her, she said, "Oh, you know African folk music?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She went, "The da 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 da. That's African folk music. How about that?" It just seemed to be the right thing to put in there.
Yeah.
So it's that sound. But I did hear that sound when I was in Africa, and it stuck with me.
Sure.
Because I wrote Mombasa. Down in old Mombasa. Right? So that's along those lines.
Right.
So I'm always thinking melody wise. I'm thinking like a singer, and putting that in there. And that's like always my guide. I never ever think I'll just write an instrumental to play on the guitar. I've never had that thought, It's always I'm trying to write a song for a singer and a band, and I can see the whole picture. Like I'm almost writing a soundtrack for the movie that's in my head.
Sure. So yeah, I saw your TED talk when you were talking about that your whole like your band, how your guitar is your band, and how you just orchestrate the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what that's all about. And,
that is so great.
I've always loved the sound of like the bass moving around with the melody doing something separately. You know? Jerry Reed was so good at writing tunes like that. Like there was a song of his called Mr. Lucky that he wrote.
I don't know that one.
For Chet. I'll just play a little bit of it if I can. Yeah. So you've got. Right. Then the melody. So you got that part moving around, and so I used the same idea to when I came up with my arrangement of Blue Moon, which people love that tune. It's a classic song.
So great.
So it has the bass where you're going right through the changes like that. Bang. So I'm trying, and then the bridge part, I found some nice little moving. So that's a backing vocal. Chet lick. Yeah. So and then there's a version of just an old-fashioned love song that that I came up with, and it has this, which sounds a bit like this thing called love.
Sure. Yeah.
So, anyway, it goes like this. Bridge.
So great.
Yeah, it was just a way of. That's a song that people my age, and
Sure.
yeah, I'm older than you, but you know that was part of our growing up was
Paul Williams, I think.
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah. Who wrote? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Three Dog
amazing,
Night
though.
did it.
Oh, did
yeah,
okay.
but I think it was Paul Williams wrote it.
Yeah, I think he wrote it.
Yeah.
That's incredible though. Those songs, and Blue Moon. I mean, I've heard those songs my whole life.
Yeah.
But they are so much more interesting the way you do it.
Well, you have to breathe some kind of new life into it. you
Yeah,
know?
it's like, man, you just pull so much out of these songs, and
Well, you know, I think learning other people's, like the Jerry Reed piece, and learning some of the arrangements that Chet came up with, they were so complete. They were so, you know, like, wow, that's almost like the definitive version, you know, and so it kind of led me down that path, and then I couldn't go back to, I'll just do it like this.
Yeah.
It's like, you know. Everything has to be there. Everything has to be right. It has to be interesting. It has to keep the listener engaged, and it can't be too predictable. You
right,
know?
yeah.
So
When you're touring, playing all the time, but in between that, you're still you're a real practicer, right?
yeah, absolutely. You know.
With the metronome, the whole.
Yeah. I've got those little cork tuners that one side of it's a tuner and the other side's a metronome. And there are people that I learned from, like Carol Kay,
Sure.
the famous bass player.
Oh yeah.
Nobody
Wrecking Crew.
plays with a metronome like her. She's
Oh, yeah.
like, she owns that damn thing. I mean,
Right.
I really admire her for that, and the fact that she can play against it as well,
The two and the
and
four.
make it groove. It's
Yeah.
just awesome.
That's where I got it.
Yeah.
I saw her talking about putting it on the 2 and the 4.
Yeah, yeah.
She said she's in a session and early on, and the leader said, "You're rushing. You need to work with the metronome." And
Wow.
she put it on the 2 and the
Yeah.
4, and she said, "Went out, went home, practiced on that. Next
That's
day,
right.
no problem."
Yeah. You know, it's a funny thing, but it was me playing too much and not listening to everybody else when I was a teenager. I was doing a lot of playing on people's records, and I was after work, and I was trying to impress people and
Sure.
all that sort of stuff, and it was a great lesson for me to hear myself back and go, oh my God, I'm not listening to the drummer. or you know, or I'm playing too much, or you know what I mean. It was like I had to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
And you know, there are times when you'll play something and you won't do a lot. You'll just do what you feel is the right thing. And then you'll see someone will write a comment, you know, he just doesn't have the energy he used to have, or whatever. And it's like, you wouldn't understand it's called style.
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's like, you know, first you learn how, then you learn when, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
And some people never figure it out. But as a performer, there is that certain amount of pressure to like wow them with the fast stuff.
Totally. I call it hosing. You know, like you have a fireman that with that big hose doing that, right? That's what I come out to do.
Yeah.
But I want people to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to surprise them. You know, because surprise equals entertainment.
Absolutely.
And I also want to build this story that we're all this journey that we're on. So it has like it's peaking. Now it's coming down, and now I'm going to take you here, and now I've got to get you back, and I've got to grab you again. And, you know, and it's been interesting lately. I've been touring just on my own and doing 2 sets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, instead of having an opening act. And it's been really good for me because I've been able to spread stuff out and see what I want to do and what other songs that I want to play. And it's been a great learning curve for me because, you know, I'm going back to Australia to play the Sydney Opera House a couple of times, and the big hall in Melbourne, and these are places that I dreamed of playing when I was young, you know, and I finally made it. But I want the night to be so special, and I feel I'm ready now. I know what I want to do, you know.
Oh man, yeah. And I just saw you're going to be in Europe, Japan, Hawaii, Australia. I mean, you are everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's and although it looks like a heavy year, this is like pretty normal for you. It seems like you are always playing.
Well, this is a lot less work than I used to do.
Yeah, you were like a 300 show a year guy.
I used to be, you know, and people used to come up backstage and say, you know, you play more than B.B. King, and that's saying something.
yeah, and doing it alone. Oh man. Yeah.
It's all good, you know. Because I have daughters and granddaughters and family and all in different parts of the world. It's made my life a lot more interesting in the fact that I've had to learn to say no to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And my management and I have really had to work together on planning lots of space for family time.
Oh, good for you.
So
good for you.
It's an important thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, for my children who are the ones that are grown up, you know, they're getting on in life, and life is a lot tougher now than it was when I was their age, you know. So, you know, in order for them and for me to be helpful to them, I try to focus on the things that really can help in such a practical way, you know, and that's all I think about, really, you know. That's my goal. People often say to me, when are you going to retire? And I'm like, from what?
Right.
You know, why would I retire? I love this so much.
Right.
I'm starting to get it together.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
You know, Les Paul, he retired when he was 50 and immediately had a couple heart attacks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And his doctor said, you got to go back to work. Because I think work is killing me. And I was, no, that's going to keep you alive. And he ended up living another 50 years.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I played for Les's 90th birthday party.
Really?
At Carnegie Hall.
Oh,
and,
how great.
Yeah. And you know, so he died in his 93rd year, right? So I was playing a lot with him in those days. And in his between 92 and 93, in that period, he started practicing a lot more. He started going to bed at 8 a.m. in the morning and getting up at 4 in the afternoon and staying up all night.
Now that's a musician.
Yeah, yeah. And talking on radio and doing the 2 shows on a Monday night.
Yeah.
And I said to him one day, I said, Les, you're 93 years old, and I swear you're playing better than you did 2 or 3 years ago. And he just said, I better be, I'm practicing more. And there it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no mystery.
It's no mystery.
Put in the work.
Put in the work. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, you may be the hardest working man in show business. I know the term's thrown around a lot, but oh man,
I've got a dream life. You know, I'm living my dream. I'm sitting here playing the guitar and making a video for people to enjoy, and you know, I feel free. I love my freedom, and I love the fact that life has taught me so much.
Right.
You know, it's bent and shaped me and you know, knocked me down a lot and taught me the hard way. And I believe that I'm doing what I'm born to do, that I'm here for a wonderful purpose. And when I play, people get happy. And it's a great job, and I'm grateful for it.
That is it. Yeah, every time I see you, you bring like the happiness, the joy.
There you go.
Yeah. Boy, okay, that is what we want to leave the people with.
All right.
Spread the happiness.
Spread the joy and the love.
Tommy, thanks, man.
Thank you, Johnny.
What a pleasure.
Great to see you too.
Great seeing you.
And great to see you in the the Grey Brotherhood.
That's right, the Grey Brotherhood.
Look at that, man. He's got good hair. I'll start this off, and you just make out you know what you're doing. Okay?
I'll be watching.
All right.
Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't find no meal. Well, I'm standing on the corner with a bucket in my hand. I'm waiting for a woman who ain't got no man. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't find no man. What do you got to say there, Johnny? Well, there ain't no use in me working so hard, don't you know? When I got a woman in the boss man's yard, yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't find no yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't find no beer, no. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't find no beer.
Whoa!
All right.